It's pretty amazing. But folks, I've got great news. I had to go live with this. So America First Legal has filed a bar complaint against Tish James. It's pretty lock solid. We're going to see what happens with this, but I want you all to remember when Tish James tweeted that there cannot be two systems of justice in this nation. No one is above the law, folks. So who's above the law in the chat? Who's above the law? No one. Anyways, do me a favor, smash that like, chat in with where you're from, and we'll get this stream rolling. I'm excited about this one, folks, because one of the things, like, things can take a while to move through the court systems. Okay, so we have obviously a situation going on where there is a legal case pending against Tish James, but that can take a while. A bar complaint can actually move along a little bit faster. And if you remember, right, this was the thing they used against the Trump attorneys. This is the thing they used against Donald Trump himself, was to disbar, okay? To disbar the attorneys, and that would then cause no representation for Donald Trump. They tried to scare them into submission, okay? So this is a big deal. So I'm gonna get into this story here really quickly, but I'm gonna first start out with the New York State Bar Association, New York rules of professional conduct, okay? So, and folks, I want to mention quickly too, I've got a special live I'm going to do tonight with a guest. I am out of notifications because this is my third video today. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I just got my haircut. But I am doing a special live tonight. You will not get a notification on it unless you're on my locals, then you might get a notification. But here's the thing, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time. Please make sure that you are checking that out because it's a big one. It deals with Georgia, it deals with Pam Bondi, and we need action on this issue. So I'm asking you all to join this live because my special guest is going to lay this all out. But people, you're not going to believe this. The DOJ is partnering with Mark Elias on a case. Let me say that again. The DOJ is partnering with Mark Elias on a case. Now, I don't believe Pam Bondi even knows this is going on, and this is why we're going to have to raise some awareness to this. So please make sure to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. All right? So it's a big deal, and I really need your help with this one. Okay? So I'll set the live up. I'll get it set up at least an hour beforehand, probably like an hour and a half, so you can then share that out. Just go to my page, get that, and then share that out across your platforms so we can get as many people on as possible. All right. Here's the rules 8.4b and 8.4c of professional conduct from the New York State Bar Association. Okay, listen to this. It explicitly prohibits illegal conduct that adversely reflects on the lawyer's honesty, trustworthiness, or fitness as a lawyer, and conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. Okay? 8.4, it says, a lawyer or law firm shall not violate or attempt to violate the rules of professional conduct, knowingly assist or induce another to do so, or do so through the acts of another. Must not engage in illegal conduct that adversely reflects on that lawyer's trustworthiness, honesty, or fitness, okay? Cannot engage in fraud or deceit. Well, here's the problem, folks, and I've covered this before, but you know what's going on right now in New York. There's been an actual complaint filed, a criminal referral from the United States Federal Housing. Okay, so this is a big deal. This is the criminal referral basically outlined her issues with the properties. And there's another live I did on that, but I'll give you the skinny on it. She bought a property in Virginia, tried to claim it as her principal residence while she was claiming principal residence in New York. And she did that to get a more favorable loan rate. But it wasn't only that. There was also a property in New York that was a 5-plex that she wanted labeled as a 4-unit, okay? Let me go to that one here really quickly. Jump ahead. Okay, that was in 2011 when refinancing, James reported that the building only had 4 units. And folks, what that did, I don't know if you go back to that time, this was during the housing debacle, okay? Tax fraud too on property taxes. Yeah, folks, there's a lot, okay? But then there's this one in 2011. Do you guys remember what did Obama call that? It was where you could get your loan not refinanced, but the modification plan, the home affordable modification plan, okay? So do you guys remember this? And anyhow, it would allow you to make lesser payments. Well, she wanted that for her property, okay? And she said, she labeled it as 4 units because, folks, it wouldn't have qualified as a 5 unit, okay? It wouldn't have qualified. Yeah, I know, as people are commenting, yep, there's a little leak here. I got to get a new seal. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it, okay? So she claimed it as a 4 unit, but it has been proven and confirmed that it was a 5 unit. Now, to help her with this, you guys have probably heard this, but do you know who she hired to help her with her case? She hired Abe Lowell. That was the partner at Winston and Straw that represented Hunter Biden. But here's the thing, folks. They never even had to go to court because, you know, Hunter Biden got his preemptive pardon from here to every crime in perpetuity, right? So Letitia didn't get that. Okay? So little Tishy James didn't get that. And I think her butt's in trouble, so she's hired. But see, here's what'll really drive you nuts. She did not hire him personally. The AG's office of New York hired him. So wouldn't that mean that the bill for her criminal defense is being footed by the taxpayers of New York? How many of you who live in New York would be excited about that? Seriously. I wouldn't be. So Hunter Biden's lawyer is who she just chooses. That's just so nuts. Okay? But again, we have an actual criminal complaint. If you just jumped on the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, chat in with where you're from to help get the chat rate up. But Tish James has had a bar complaint filed against her by America First Legal, outlining all of the fraud cases involving her mortgages, both on claiming principal residency when she couldn't, or because she was claiming principal residency in New York to run for Attorney General. The whole thing's a mess, folks. It's all a mess. Then she's got the principal residence in Virginia. Then she's claiming a 5 unit as a 4 unit so she can get a loan modification. All of this done with the help of your tax dollars, because that's what these federal programs do. See, I have a problem there. Just side tangent, folks. I have a problem with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Many of you probably don't. Okay, so I'll probably get some people pissed off here. So if you're pissed off, you can say so. But here's the thing. You get better interest rates on home loans through this Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac crap. But here's what happens. When a bank writes a loan, they might service the loan. Most of the times they don't even service it. They'll sell it off for servicing to some company like Wells Fargo or some piece of junk company like that. But what they do is they don't have any risk in the loan. They're not guaranteeing it unless they're engaged in fraud themselves. Otherwise, it is a federally backed loan. That's why the housing crisis hit the American economy so hard. I believe what we need to do is go back to banks lending the money, having to reside in their own competitive environment so the government is not backing up home loans and bailing out banks. That's what I believe. Some of you are probably really happy that there's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. I'm curious, how many of you get what I'm saying, okay? Okay, so Lynn Singer says, I used to be an underwriter for a mortgage company. Not a fan of those two. Exactly, Lynn, but here's the thing. Everybody does their loans through them because that's how they get the favorable mortgage rates. I think it's a crock of crap. What do you guys think? Crock of crap or a good thing to have the government involved in the home lending process so you can get better rates on your loans? You guys are under a tornado watch in Abilene, Texas, huh? I'm really curious on this because I think a lot of people have become so addicted to big government and how they save money through big government. I did a deal the other day and I talked about not being able to buy soda with SNAP benefits. Do you know that when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, my mom, God rest her soul, had to go on food stamps after the divorce. We had to pull food stamps out of a coupon book. We couldn't buy soda. We could buy all this crap that they can now. And people were just yelling in my chat that they should be able to buy soda with their SNAP benefits. I think it's a bunk. Soda isn't food. It's not good for you. And they're like, no, I get this and I should be able to buy my soda. Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't want to have to pay for somebody else's soda. And then they said that the government needs to do this for us. The government is us, man. We're the government. And right now, all that tax burden is laying down on the backs of our kids. I don't want my kids to have to suffer an excessive tax burden so people can buy soda. It's bull. Anyways, I'm probably going to lose some subscribers over that. I don't really care, okay? Colleen, I could get with coffee because coffee has many health benefits, okay? Coffee is much more healthy than soda. I mean, coffee actually helps people with dementia and a number of other things. So I'm probably just pissing a lot of people off here saying that we need to get off the mortgage junk with the government, that we need to get off the food stamp junk with the government. But I don't care. I don't care. It just, oh gosh, it just ticks me off. So anyhow, back to this though. The bottom line is the criminal referral lays out not only those, but also lays out wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, and false statements to a financial institution. So Tish James has all these charges, and see, she can't do that as a lawyer. She can't have fraudulent activities going on. So I think this is really, I hope you guys are as excited about this bar complaint as I am, because this is something that could happen much quicker than a criminal case. So if you guys agree with me, okay, so some of you guys actually like me. Thank you. Thank you. You like what I'm saying. Well, then smash the like button for me and keep chatting it up. Get this stream out to a few more people. I'm telling you, the algorithm's been tough on me lately. It's been tough. Let me see. What else was I going to mention on this? So she's got other things too going on. If you go to whitecollarfraud.com, you can see a litany of Tish James issues, okay? Because it wasn't just so like there's all these homestead issues, okay? Then there's the 4 and 5 unit, but there's other things too. Here, I'm gonna give you another one. Taxpayer-funded private jet travel. Between November 2020 and December 2021, the New York Attorney General's office under Letitia James spent $41,807.80 in taxpayer funds on private jet charters through Venture Jets, a luxury aviation service used by no other New York State agency during that period. On August 10th, 2021, occurred, oh my gosh, listen to this. August 10th, 2021, a flight for $7,000 occurred on the exact same day James' campaign paid $2,000 for a Martha's Vineyard rental. What do you think, people? What do you think Tish James was doing at Martha's Vineyard on August 10th of 2021? I'm calling collusion. I don't know. I don't have absolute proof. Where was Biden on August 10th of 2021? Was he at Martha's Vineyard? I'm just saying. I'm curious. 2 separate payments on November 8th, 2021, totaling $13,246, coincided with SOMOS conference in Puerto Rico, where city and state described James as being in full campaign mode. $13,246, which basically for her campaigning. On November 22nd, 2021, $7,426 came during a post-election period with no identified public purpose. November 22nd, 2021, that's interesting too. The most expensive flight on December 13th had no associated public event to justify it. It was $8,630. Folks, this is wild stuff, man. So all this is why that America First Legal has filed the complaint with the bar and why she's facing potential disbarment now. This is exciting. I really hope she goes down. Remember, folks, 7 o'clock tonight, I'm going to do a special live. I've got a guest coming on. But and I'm not throwing Pam Bondi under the bus here yet. I think there's specific reasons to why this has occurred, and we just need to make Pam Bondi aware. But the Department of Justice is partnering with Mark Elias in an election lawfare case. Okay, this started under Biden's DOJ. And we're going to be talking about that tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll have specific action steps you can take to help end this. Okay? So, please, folks, smash the like on your way out to get this story out, and make sure, again, I'm out of notifications for the day. You will not get a notification for the 7 o'clock stream unless you go down below if you subscribe to my locals. But I think I run out of email notifications there as well. So I'm telling you right now, 7 o'clock tonight, special stream. It's dealing with election lawfare in Georgia. The Department of Justice still partnering with Mark Elias. If you don't know who Mark Elias is, he is like the kingpin in Democrat lawyering circles for election lawfare. So please make sure you're on Central Time Zone. Thanks for asking, Johnny. Central Time Zone, 7 p.m. tonight. Make sure you're there at the live stream. I will get that set up. I'll try and set it up even before I leave this parking lot, okay? I got a super chat. Holy cow, R. Heath, we love you. Keep up the great work. I'm going to hit a heart on that. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me just put you up. Bam. There we go. I put a heart on your supers. Thank you for the super chat there. Yeah, and again, folks, if you like, especially when I do streams, like I did one the other day on Minnesota, these things never get big views. I'm going to do this one on Georgia, and it's always about either election, homeschooling, this kind of stuff. It's important news. It does not get the same amount of views. It's not big national headlines. So it doesn't create ad revenue really of any significance or anything like that. So if you want to support the show and see more of that content, there is down below PayPal link and Cash App links and stuff like that. And I'll give you what you want. I mean, I have no problem doing that. But thank you so much for the super chat there. And we'll see you guys on the next show. Hopefully we'll see you at 7 p.m. tonight. All right? Peace out.